Out of those kind of big box retailers, so you're across Woolworths, no doubt, all the IGAs and Metcash stores and all the rest of it, as well as a bunch of other retailers. Is there any other large retailers that you're in?
Yeah. So we started, I guess, the business more in that independent route trade, just really any store I could find on the corner, me walking around and trying to pitch it cold. And then we got our break into petrol and convenience.
Cool.
Back then we had a kind of little 100 ml shot sitting on counters, and that just worked perfectly at the front of the store, at the checkout aisles. And they're, just really small independent petrol and conveniences to start with, and then into multi-site operators. And then we did got lucky enough to get a trial into Caltex initially, which is now known as Ampol. And they were the first to take us nationally in Ampol with the shots. And then we launched the kind of carbonated stuff in the fridges as well. And that went well. And then, we went very heavy into petrol and convenience. So we're in 7-Elevens, Ampols, Coles Expresses, On the Run, EG Groups, BPs, pretty much every
everywhere. Yeah.
And then maybe about 18 months ago, we started focusing a bit on grocery. So then it's building up that corporate grocery. Coles was the first to, I think Woolworths was the first to trial us, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And then Coles trialed us, but then took us nationally first.
And does that just flow? Like once you're in one, the conversation's a hell of a lot easier for the next one?
Yes and no. I think there's always that push and pull of really, in the game of startup, it's like how quickly can you build credibility and then how quickly can you leverage the credibility you just got. So, momentum is really what it's all about, of how do we just take that one win and build the next win on top of it, and hopefully just keep building positive momentum.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's always a bit of push and pull on who's your best friend at the time or which one wants you more. But thankfully we just keep adding, within, and then the conversation came from not just how many outlets are we in terms of stores or which banner group we're in, like are we in Coles, but it's then within Coles, okay, what SKUs, how many drinks, how many flavors, how many packs do you have? And then how many categories do you have that in? So for example, now in a Coles or Woolworths, we will play across multiple categories, where in that chilled juice, kombucha kind of section, we've got our carbonated 330 ml. In that front of store, more like in that cold drink section, you might have your 250 mils right next to you, kind of maybe Red Bull 250s. And then you got your 4-packs, which is where we just launched our new sugar-free 4-packs in Woolworths. That's in the energy section next to the Red Bull 4-packs. You might have your charged in energy in the cold drink section as well. And then, we might have some other stuff coming out shortly. So we kind of play across maybe 2 or 3 different categories.
Yeah, and obviously seems like you've got a really good relationship with the category managers and that type of thing, because if you're able to put different products, the right product for the right place in the store, it obviously shows the relationship that you've got with them is relatively tight.
Yeah. And I think, people do business with people they like, and, you obviously want to be a good person to do business with. And that's really part of our culture. We've always not just like to be, for me, when in negotiations, it's not how do I squeeze every last cent out of the deal and how do I make sure the other guy feels like he's lost. It's how do we ultimately build a win-win where they get a great product, they get, probably more margin from us than they do from some of the bigger players. It's a well-known fact that, that's the role we play for them in a category. But, what they can give us is, a chance to shine. And if we take it, they look good as well with launching it back in new product and ticking that more future trends, customer trends of like, they obviously want something healthy and natural. And we play an important role there to making sure customers engage and they're offering something new as well.